We workers hold the power. We the workers will shut it down if we don't get the dignity and respect that we deserve. And if the bosses and the employers don't believe us, I guess we'll just have to shut it down.
President, AFL-CIO, Liz Schuler.
Hello, Los Angeles! I have one question for you. Who makes LA run? We do. Our service workers do. Our public sector workers, our teachers, educators, school professionals, right? Our delivery workers, our drivers. Writers, hospitality workers, the list goes on and on. Everything in this city, everything in this world that everyone loves about Los Angeles happens because of you, working people. But we don't get treated like it. Corporate executives making tens of millions a year while our brothers and sisters and siblings cannot get basic health care. I talked to, they have studio heads who paid themselves $800 million last year. 8 men making $800 million last year. The GDP of a small country, while writers can't make their rent. Is that fair? Are you fed up? That's what I thought. Brothers and sisters and siblings, there is only one way to fight back. And that's together with solidarity. This is our moment. Los Angeles is where we make our stand. And the entire labor movement, from the AFL-CIO to all the unions here today, to everyone from the East Coast to the West Coast and everywhere in between, we have your back. Entire country, because we're putting people on notice. Let's get it done. Thank you.
A friendly reminder to please clear the sidewalks for pedestrians. Please clear the sidewalks for pedestrians. And now, please welcome the Executive Secretary Treasurer of the California Federation of Labor, Lorena Gonzalez.
All right, LA, how are we feeling tonight, brothers and sisters? I feel like it's going to be a hot labor summer. I am proud to represent 2.2 million union members here in the state of California, but what we know is that Los Angeles leads the way. And as goes LA, so goes California, and as
Executive Director of the Orange County Labor Federation, Gloria Alvarado.
Hello, brothers and sisters. Orange County is here to say that we stand with you in solidarity. A lot of the fights we overlap, and it is important for you to know that the 250,000 members of the Orange County Labor Federation are here with you, and we will fight to win. Together, workers fight for dignity and respect every day, regardless of what we do. Everywhere we move Los Angeles, we move Orange County, we move California, and we move the nation. I know this chant is gonna trigger a lot of noise. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. This is just a warning. Everybody needs to know that when we stand together, we create waves, and those waves create change. Thank you, brothers and sisters, and we're here supporting you. We got your back. Thank you.
Please welcome Chair of the California Democratic Party, Rusty Hicks.
Is labor in the streets today? Is labor in the house today? Well, sisters and brothers and siblings, my name is Rusty Hicks, and I'm proud to be the organizer-in-chief of the California Democratic Party. On loan from the labor movement, by the way. You know, we know that working people are the heart and soul of this city, of this state, and this nation. And this Democrat is working hard to make sure that working people are the center of the California Democratic Party. I know there are a lot of fights that are taking place, and too many that are telling us that there's not enough to go around. There's hotel owners that are telling us there's not enough to go around. There's too many people in Hollywood that are telling us that there's not enough to go around. There's too many people at the city and the county that are telling us that there's not enough to go around. But we know that that is simply not true. There's plenty for us to have the dignity, the respect, the justice that we deserve. And that's exactly what we're going to do, is we're going to make sure that we do the hard work, the organizing that it takes to win. The theme of our convention this weekend is don't agonize, organize. Don't agonize, organize. Don't agonize, don't agonize. Are we ready to get it done? Are we ready to get it done? Let's do it. Take care. Se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Que viva la unión. Que viva. Good afternoon. My name is Kurt Peterson, and along with the incredible Susan Minato and Ada Briseño, we are co-presidents of Unite Here Local 11. We have a growing divide in our city. On the one side, CEOs like Hilton's Chris Nassetta, boo! And Warner Brothers' David Zaslav are toasting record profits on their multi-million-dollar yachts. On the other side, those of us who write, who teach, who cook, who drive, who clean, who act, those of us who make Los Angeles prosperous and beautiful are struggling to afford a two-bedroom apartment. Is that acceptable? So today, we say loud and clear that those who work in Los Angeles must be able to live in Los Angeles. On June 30th, union contracts covering 20,000 room attendants, bartenders, servers, and cooks will expire. And if
sure that their workers are able to live in this city. That's why we are demanding at the bargaining table that they pay into a fund to build affordable housing for their workers. But guess what? So far they have said no, they're not going to take responsibility. So we're taking this fight to them, and on June 22nd, hundreds of our members are going to risk arrest in the largest civil disobedience in the history of Los Angeles. So I ask you, that all of us can win the right to live in Los Angeles, can we count on you to join us and risk arrest on June 22nd, yes or no? So it is my honor now to introduce a leader in this fight, a room attendant at that hotel over there, the JW Marriott, Brenda Mendoza. Let's give it up for Brenda.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Brenda Mendoza. I work here at the JW Marriott. I was born and raised here in LA in Koreatown, but I was slowly priced out my community and forced to live across the mountain range. Now I live hours away in Apple Valley, California. Every day I wake up at 2:30 in the morning to drive my family to work to Manhattan Beach. Then I drive down myself to start my shift. I get home around 10 p.m., often get 3 hours of sleep a night. I'm the only one who can stay awake during my commute down here and up. I often drive 4 hours a day. My family buys a full tank of gas every day. It's about $80 a day. When we drive over the mountain range to take the Interstate 15, which is considered and ranked one of the dangerous roads in the county. When there are fires, we drive all the way to Lake Arrowhead just to make it home. Often, when there is very heavy rain, we just can only, try to play it safe and just try to get home safely. A few weeks ago, my family got into a car crash on the way home. My son told me, "Mom, I believed, we were gonna die." Due to that, I was hit with reality that my commute is potentially deadly. Now I pay for life insurance. Even though I struggle to afford it, I don't want my son to be left with nothing. Workers should not be forced to spend half their wages in transportation and risk our lives on dangerous roads. We should not be pushed out of our own community. I urge you to join us on June 22nd for our civil disobedience. Together, we can demand the wages needed to live in Los Angeles. ¿Sí se puede? ¿Sí se puede? Thank you.
Please welcome Co-President of Unite Here Local 11, Susan Manado.
Hello, Los Angeles!
And this is all while Universal, since 2020, has had their visitors quadruple. This is more than any other theme park in the entire country, and many of you who follow theme parks know that they have just opened Super Mario Land, and where they have had humongous lines with tickets over $100. So if Universal doesn't want to listen to its workers, we will take the negotiations to the street. We will see you on the strike line so that we can win what we deserve. And it is this union movement that has to put its foot down, because when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Now it's my honor to introduce a union leader from Universal. His name is Chris Lillian.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Christopher Lillian. I'm a member with Unite Here Local 11 as a food service worker at Universal Studios Hollywood and a proud member of the LGBTQ community. I've worked at Universal for 4 years and I currently make $15.96 an hour. So to say that I struggle financially is an understatement. If it were not for the spare room that I rent through the generosity of my friends, I would be homeless. Even with a lower rent payment, I'm regularly forced to make tough financial decisions. I had to choose between housing or buying a car. Sometimes I don't even know if I'll be able to pay rent and pay my bills. I have to choose between paying my rent and my physical health. Right now, I have an infected tooth, which if any of you have ever dealt with that, you understand how painful that can be. But right now, I can't find the $600 out of my pocket to have the surgery necessary for my quality of life. Here I am working full time, and I can't afford a necessary medical procedure without jeopardizing my housing. I have to choose between paying rent or taking a day off for my mental health. The stress of a heavy workload and the wages that don't account for the cost of living is overwhelming. But there's hope. What I love about the labor movement, as well as the gay community, is that when one member is messed with and treated poorly, we all come together and act. That's why our solidarity with the members of IATSE Local B192 is super important right now. What we are doing is fighting for dignity and for better lives. Sorry. We make Los Angeles what it is, and we deserve to live here with dignity. Se puede. Se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. Sí se puede.
Please welcome President IATSE Local B192, Nicole Miller.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Susan. And hello, Los Angeles Union family. I'm Nicole Miller, President of IATSE Local B192, representing thousands of theme park workers at Universal Studios Hollywood. We stand in deep solidarity with Unite Here Local 11 at Universal in order to empower not only our workers at Universal, but all workers here in Los Angeles. We are fighting to raise the standard because we are facing a homelessness crisis now. One of our members works full-time as a ride operator at Universal Studios, and the only way he can secure housing is by living in a 4-bedroom apartment with 13 roommates. Yes. This is not a humane or acceptable way for any working person to live in this city or in this country or anywhere. We also have a member that juggles 3 jobs, including working at the main gate at Universal, but recently was evicted from his apartment because he couldn't keep up with paying the rent. At the same time, NBC Universal is boasting about the revenue made off the backs of our low-wage, mostly minimum-wage workers, reporting some of the most profitable quarters on record in the history of all of its theme parks. Yep. Our joint fight at Universal Studios, like that of UTLA and SEIU's recent incredible solidarity, is a powerful example of the strength we have when workers and unions join together. Los Angeles needs to know that we are all here today to ensure workers across all industries can afford food and housing and get their fair share. Thank you, Los Angeles, and now I'll pass the mic to my fellow entertainment union, WGA West, who IATSE has joined at the picket line, and our own local will join at NBC Universal next week. Yes, we're excited. WGA, you are leading the summer of strikes, and we are inspired by you. Take it away.
Please welcome President of the Writers Guild of America West, Meredith Steve.
Hello, Los Angeles Labor. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you for having us here to stand with you. My name is Meredith. I could not be prouder to be the president of the Writers Guild of America West. Woo. We have lots of members here today. Look for the blue shirts. Hey, writers. We are here because we are a union, just like everyone else here, and we are on strike. This is day 24. We've been on the picket lines fighting for a fair contract. But we have not walked alone. We've seen you out on the line, SAG-AFTRA. We've seen you, IATSE, AFM. We've seen you, Teamsters. Trucks are pulling up to our picket lines, and they are turning around, and they are shutting down production every single day. Solidarity is everything within our unions and among our unions, and we have that. We feel that. And that's because something is happening out there, something new. Labor is rising. We have your support because other unions, other workers see their struggle in our struggle. You're also feeling marginalized, gigged out, pressed for as much work as possible, for as little pay as possible, and it's not right.
That's right.
It's not humane. It's not moral. The bosses, management, corporations, they must share the wealth that we helped create. They must share it properly and fairly, and until they do, we will hold the line. Now, I don't think the studio saw this blue wave coming, writers. I think they misjudged our power, the backup we have from Hollywood labor and LA labor. And by the way, when it's your turn, we will be there with you. I don't think the bosses knew what they were up against when they failed to listen to us 24 days ago. But they should look around. They should look at this crowd and this unity, and if they didn't know, well, now they know. Union now, union forever. Let's go.
Please welcome writer and member of Writers Guild of America West, Frankie Butler.
Hi, my My name is Frankie Butler, and I am a proud member of the WGA. I am only able to write for a living because of the WGA. See, I wanted to be a writer my whole life, but it wasn't until I learned there was a union that would guarantee me a fair wage, health insurance, a frickin' pension, that I realized I could make a career out of this. And I have. I started as support staff, I worked my way through the ranks. I have spent the last 7 years working with amazing people making a living out of this. And I have spent every day of those last 7 years watching making a living get harder. I've taken pay cuts just to be able to keep working. I have driven myself crazy doing a month's work in a week or two just because the studios wouldn't pay for more of my time. I have watched people who started when I started bust their asses only to watch the ladder to a reasonable career burst into flames the second they reach the first rung. And it is the companies that are setting that ladder on fire. It is the companies that are saying to us, just as they've said to so many other workers, that they refuse to invest in us, that they don't value our skills, they don't care about training. They'll just have us do more work with fewer people for less money while they roll around in the profits we make for them like Scrooge McFucking Duck. They will blow up the entire entertainment industry for another quarter of record profits and do it with a smile. After all, they say, what are you going to do about it? Well, we told them exactly what we're going to do. We struck. It was a hard decision, and it was the right decision. And until we have a deal that compensates us fairly and makes it clear that this is a career, not a hobby, not some gig we're lucky to have, but a way to build a life. I have seen so many of you from other unions on the picket lines, and I am so incredibly grateful for that you took time out of your days, out of your lives to stand with us. I stand here in awe of the beauty and solidarity out there in front of me. I am a proud union member, and I thank you for your time.
Please welcome Executive Director, SAG-AFTRA, Duncan Crabtree, Ireland.
Thank you. I am thrilled and fired up to be here on behalf of SAG-AFTRA, the 160,000 SAG-AFTRA members who are the faces and the voices that entertain and inform America and the world. And we, like everyone gathered here today, are committed to fighting for a better future for all labor. And our members have been side by side on the picket lines with the members of the Writers Guild, and we will be there until that strike is over. Your fight is our fight. Our fight is your fight. We are all in this together. Every worker has a right to a fair wage, a fair deal for their employers. Actors are workers just like everybody else here, just like everyone we've been hearing from, and they are finding it impossible to maintain a sustainable living doing a job they love. Yet, giant media companies who own the studios and the streaming platforms report billions of dollars in revenue, and they pay their CEOs hundreds of millions of dollars, while the cast and the crew struggle to earn a decent living. Corporate greed has put a middle-class lifestyle out of reach for so many. We have this amazing tool to help us fight for a more equitable future, and that's unity. They may have the money, but we have the numbers. Just look around. We have the numbers. We have the people who fuel these companies' profits, and we stand united for a better future. This is the power of labor unions, and every major gain that work for workers' protections and workers' livings has come not from the employers deciding to be generous, it's come from the power of collective bargaining. Last week,
The leadership of SAG-AFTRA voted unanimously to send a strike authorization vote to our members, and our members are already showing their resolve to obtain maximum leverage and power at the bargaining table. They're using their voices to fight back against those who want to exploit their labor while diminishing their compensation and their rights. When we fight alongside each other, we all win. We've seen unprecedented support for unions sweeping the nation right now, and it's absolutely an inspiration. It's going to be a hot labor summer, and as history has shown, times of booming union popularity are when all of us can make real change for workers. This solidarity that we see here today demonstrates that Los Angeles is a union town. We can do this together. Today, tomorrow, forever.
Please welcome Vice President of Bargaining, SEIU 1000, Irene Green.
Hello, everyone. How are you? As I've been introduced, my name is Irene Green. I am the Vice President of Bargaining for SEIU Local 1000. I am here with my brother today, David Jimenez, who's also the Vice President of Local 1000. And we are proud to represent nearly 100,000 strong, resilient state workers. Now today, as I stand here, bathed in the collective energy of dedicated, hardworking individuals, I feel empowered. I feel a sense of profound kinship, as if I'm standing shoulder to shoulder with my own family. As many of you already know, Local 1000 is currently in ongoing negotiations with the state. Our clarion call to the state is simple, yet very profound. Protect, respect, and pay our dedicated members. We must unequivocally prioritize safeguarding silver service workers, providing comprehensive health care coverage, and recognizing the immense sacrifices our dedicated members made while the people of California amid one of the most severe pandemics this country has ever seen. Today, my purpose here isn't to persuade or convince you of our righteousness, the reasonableness, or even the necessity of what SEIU Local 1000 is striving for. Because I see before me not merely an audience, but fellow unionists sharing the same purpose. You already acknowledge the immense value of the services our members tirelessly deliver for the people of California. We know this. The message I am here today to share, echoing directly from the hearts of Local 1000 members of the state of California, and to everyone who respects and values our services that we provide, is uncomplicated yet resolute. The time is right for the state to approve a general salary increase, ensuring that our members have sufficient take-home pay to cover their basics, their housing, their utilities, their transportation, and food. These are not just luxuries, brothers, sisters, siblings. They're fundamental pillars for the stable and secure life in our great state. So we've all heard the inspiring tales of triumphant contract wins in Southern California, right? We've heard those wins. Now, let me assure you, it is Northern California's turn to bask in that sunlight. And we all know when we win and we fight and we unite, we are stronger together than we are apart. Si se puede, si se puede, si se puede, si se puede. Thank you, brothers, thank you, siblings.
Please welcome Teamsters Motion Picture Division Director, Canadian International Brotherhood of Teamsters and Principal Officer of Teamsters Local 399, Lindsay Doherty!
Los Angeles Labor, are we fired up? When I say union, you say talk! Union talk! Union talk! Union talk! All right. I'm Lindsay Doherty. I'm the Principal Officer of Teamsters Local 399. And yeah, that's fucking right. Got any Teamsters here? All right. So we've heard from the WGA, we've heard from SAG about these employers that we get to deal with called the AMPTP, the Alliance, yeah, boo! The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, also known as the Evil Empire. So we're going to stand in solidarity with SAG-AFTRA, DGA, WGA, IATSE, the Hollywood Basic Crafts, AFM for every single fight we have with those employers. Because when we fight together, we win together, right? That's right. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Now, we have one more employer that we're dealing with, because everybody loves fucking acronyms in Hollywood, the Association of Independent Commercial Producers, and they're wanting to give us a fight right now. They're not wanting to give our members the fair wages that they deserve. That's right. Well, we're ready to take a commercial break with them. If we are provoked, we will strike. Right? That's right. Now, I'm going to leave you with this. For all the bad employers out there, I think WGA knows what I'm going to say. If you want to fuck around, you're going to find out. Thank you!
Please welcome the Secretary Treasurer of Teamsters Local 396, Victor Moneros.
We got LA Labor in the house. Well, that was a hard act to follow. Lindsay Doherty, a powerful woman and a vice president for the Teamsters Union. She kicks ass with working class. We are currently in negotiations with UPS, the largest private contract in the country. We've been clear. We will get a contract by July 31st. If not, we're going to hit the streets. We keep talking about what we deserve. Let's not forget, we made this company billions. Fuck that. They owe it. Our General President, Sean O'Brien, has been clear. They keep asking us, are you guys going to strike UPS? Are you going to take UPS to the streets? And he made it very clear. Don't ask me that, ask them. Brothers and sisters, thank you very much. We stand shoulder to shoulder with you. Are you guys ready to fight? That's right.
Please welcome UPS package driver, Viviana Gonzalez.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. My name is Viviana Gonzalez. I am a package driver out of Palmdale. Thank you, Secretary Treasurer Victor Moneros, for standing here in this fight. I am a proud member of 396 in the House. With that being said, as a package driver, I know what it takes to get the job done. It takes hard work, long hours, lots of labor, and a lot of time away from our families. So in this contract, what we're trying to fight for is more time with our families. Obviously, some break from the excessive overtime and some sort of a break from this heat in California, because you guys know it's getting hot in California. So with that being said, come July 31st, are y'all ready to fight with us if we don't have this contract? Teamsters, when we fight, we win!
Please welcome President SEIU Local 721, member of Coalition of City Workers, David Green.
Hey, how we doing? David Green, and I'm so proud to be the president and executive director of SEIU 721, 98,000 public sector employees. Anybody else here a proud union member? Let's hear it. Who's out here is proud? I am proud as hell because guess what? While other people were watching the goddamn pandemic from a couch, all you people out there were working on the front lines to help some of the most vulnerable people in our society. Am I right? You were there. You weren't taking days off. You weren't taking vacations. You were there fighting for workers, fighting for the most vulnerable. But I gotta be honest, can I? Right? But let me tell you why I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful, despite my mother effer comments, is because I've never seen the labor movement more together, more unified, more in solidarity. Am I right? And if you're a WGA worker on strike, we've got your back. If you're a gig driver, we've got your back. And I got some I don't know if I'm supposed to announce this, but here it goes. Breaking news. If you're a City of Los Angeles worker that took a straight vote today, I got some news for you. 98% approval for our strike in the City of Los Angeles. I heard there were some nervous administrators that didn't want me to make that announcement, but I guess it's too late. It's on YouTube now. Sorry, guys. Because I feel a little solidarity in the breeze today. Do you feel it? I got a funny feeling that if we go on strike, I got some brothers, sisters, and siblings that are going to be with us. Am I right? I'm so proud to be here. I'm trying, with all of you. I'm so proud to be part of the labor movement because I know that an injury to one of us is an injury. An injury to one is what? An injury to one is an injury to? An injury to one is an injury to? Thank you so much. I love you.
Please welcome an organizer with Child Care Providers United, Celeste Valle.
Hi, everybody. So what's key here? Solidarity is key here, right? And we lived this firsthand. When UTLA and SEIU came together in solidarity, what happened? Who did we beat? What did we get? We got a fair contract for all of our employees, right? At SEIU. And so now it's time that we remain in this solidarity and that we support child care providers because they're fighting for their contract and the state continues to say that they don't deserve anything, that they don't deserve health care, that they don't deserve retirement, that they don't deserve a living wage, and that is unfair because they are taking care of the future of this nation. So how many of you are ready to come with us and shut down Sacramento on June 15th? That's right.
Yeah, please welcome the president of UTLA, Cecily Mayan Cruz.
Hey, union family, are you in the house? My name is Cecily Mayan Cruz, and I am the president of United Teachers Los Angeles. I am honored to stand alongside you today, proudly and boldly declaring that our union strike back. We strike back when we stand together, support each other's struggles, show up at the bargaining tables, and most definitely on the picket lines. That's how we build power. We build power together. UTLA and SEIU Local 99 made history being on strike together in March. We showed our boss Carvalho that we stand up
Are y'all with me? UTLA calls on every single elected official around here because we know that this is a movement. This is not a moment. It is our time to be bold and to take control. Let's go.
Please welcome Chair of the Los Angeles County Democratic Party, Mark Gonzalez.
Sisters and brothers and siblings, is labor in the house? Are Democrats in the house? I cannot echo what Sister Cecily said, that not all Democrats are the same. We are the West Coast, we are the best coast, but Los Angeles is 1/3 of the voting base of the state. We are home to 10 million Angelinos. If we were a state, we'd be the 10th largest state in the nation. What does that tell you about Los Angeles? Sisters and brothers, we're talking about corporations and the greed that they are putting here in Los Angeles. And Democrats are the backbone, and unions are the backbone of the Democratic Party, right? And we're seeing what these corporations are offering and telling us as all the contracts are up here in Los Angeles. But as my mama told me, don't write checks that you can't cash, right? Because when you mess with the bull, you get the horns. And that's what each and every single one of you are here for today. Because if we don't get it, we shut it down, right? If we don't get it, 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 let's bring it home, sisters and brothers.
Please welcome Chairwoman of the Orange County Democratic Party, Ana Briceño.
LA Labor, you look amazing. Let's give it up for every single person that's here. Let me hear you. Hello, everyone. My name is Ana Briceño, and I'm co-president of Unite Here Local 11 and chair of the Democratic Party of Orange County. As a labor leader and party chair, I see firsthand how corporate greed ails our nation and our people. We have seen how corporations keep workers in poverty, sacrifice our environment for short-term profits, and refuse to pay their fair share of taxes. It's the Democratic Party standing together with the labor movement that has given the working people in America the tools to fight back. I was inspired to join the Democratic Party leadership to make sure that workers are right smack in the middle of creating and building democracy in our country. Together, we will fight multi-million-dollar corporations that see nothing wrong with stealing from workers who are scrambling to keep a roof over their heads, workers who live paycheck to paycheck, and workers who have been priced out of their homes. At Unite Here Local 11, our members are canvassers. They are phone bankers, and they are organizers who stand up in their communities for democratic values. They gather signatures on petitions that create laws protecting renters. They are filling the streets in rallies just like this one, and they're lifting the minimum wage for all workers. Unite Here Local 11 inspires and pushes our workers and communities to vote up and down the ballot, election after election. And we show up at the polls. We advocate to our elected officials on progressive issues, and we are right here alongside of all our brothers and sisters. This is an incredible crowd. This is the beginning of what's going to help